What was the difference other than Vasilevsky?
Yeah, I mean, he was outstanding. And I agree. I thought it was the best game we played as a 60-minute game and looked like us. And I think I'm not sure if the backs were that far off the wall and there was no pressure, but we played like we played all year tonight. And that wasn't always the case in the other 9 games where we showed flashes of it, but the 60-minute game at that pace looked like us.
Is that kind of the disappointing part of this? That where was that in game 1? Where was that in game 2?
Yeah, for sure. And I don't think it was from a lack of effort. I think it's just one of those things for this group. It's another step. It's another learning curve for them. There was one last year, and we got through one round, and then we run into Tampa again, and yeah.
I mean, you guys might have had 49 shots on the board, but Tampa's defense really limited those high-quality chances and blocked a lot of shots. I mean, how hard is it to score on that Tampa Bay defense?
They're really good. I mean, they're Stanley Cup champions for a reason, and their evolution of how they were once a high-flying kind of offensive team, and they found their recipe how to win, and they stick with it. And obviously, we aspire to be them. And this was another learning experience for us, and we need to be better.
Is that something you guys can kind of learn from, just kind of watching the tape, seeing what they do defensively, and trying to incorporate that into next season?
I mean, they play their way, we play our way. I think the learning is all the little things they do that win hockey games, how they block shots. I mean, they got a guy like their captain who scored 60 goals in this league, and he's playing defense, blocking shots. He's willing his team to win, and they're all like that, and that's the reason why they win.
Talk about the way they went from being a high-flying team to a little bit more defensive mind. Obviously, you talked about it before the playoffs started that traditionally those kind of defensive-minded teams win. The way you guys play, is there things teams can do in the playoff? Obviously, you scored 3 goals in this series. Are there things teams can do to slow you guys down?
I think they try, and I think when we're playing at our level, I feel comfortable with. I don't think we give up a whole lot. Special teams for me was an issue, obviously. I take a lot of the blame for the power play. That was my fault. Should be better, has to be better. Really disappointed in myself for that. But those are 2 things I think that are glaring. I think we defend pretty good. If you look at us from the whole season, even through the playoffs, I think chance-wise, et cetera, we're usually on the other end of it. So, but I think we can learn the understanding how to put games away, the little details of the game. Cost us some goals in the playoffs that we were just the focus on the little things has to be a lot better.
You guys came out of that series last year feeling like you were really close to them. A sweep obviously indicates maybe not, but do you still feel like it?
Yeah, we're close. We're close, and I think last year they played a much more open game against us, and I thought this year their attention to make sure that they try to limit our rush game, slow us down a little bit was pretty evident. Last year was a little bit of a chaotic series, and sometimes that plays in our favor a little bit. So, yeah, I think we're closer than ever. But we got swept, and there's another level we got to climb still. We're still climbing, and I thought, not hoping, but I believe that we were ready for that next step, and unfortunately, we fell short.
Bob putting you guys in position to win each and every time during this playoffs. So what can you say about his performance throughout this series?
I'm happy for him. I mean, he played great all playoffs. I thought he was a factor in all his games, and he kept us in some. When we were a little bit sluggish in the Washington series, I thought he really kept us in games there. So helped us. Obviously, he's a big part of that first series win for us.
You mentioned some of your guys trying to tap into another gear pregame. Did you think Barkov, you were able to tap into that gear today?
I think they tried. I think they just didn't probably capitalize and get rewarded for it. But I thought their level of compete and effort was pretty high today.
You talked about learning process and all that. What do you think you learned, not only as the last few months, but these last two series as a coach behind the bench?
You know, I'll take some time to reflect on it. I learned a lot, and I think I'll take it with me and grow as a coach. Again, I'm really disappointed in my effort with the power play. I don't know if I trusted too much, you know, that we were going to turn around, and so I'm that one I'll kick myself all summer. It's already caused me sleepless nights. It might cause me a sleepless summer.
Yeah, you talked about the kicking yourself also. I mean,
Yeah.
And what do you think is next here? I mean, have you even had time to think about it, or?
No, I haven't had any time. You know, it's been a real chaotic stretch, and since end of October, and I think I stayed in the day-to-day grind of it, and I didn't want to look too far ahead, and I think I did a pretty good job of that way. And now I'm going to take some time, and obviously they're going to have decisions, and go from there. I mean, it was a great experience. It was a fun group to coach. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of their effort, and I think there's more there, and I believe the group will take another step. They'll get better.
You want to be the head coach of this team?
I mean, I love this team. Of course, I would love to, but those are not really my decisions. Obviously, I have a family I got to talk about and see if this is what we were kind of thrown into this a little bit. So I have to talk to my wife and see if, you know, after playing for 20 years and if she's still on board for this. So, but I love this team. I love the group. I believe in it. I believe in them, and I'm really proud of what they accomplished. And I think there's more.